Alright, so we're going to write the equation in standard form of the hyperbola with the center at 0, 0, a vertex at 8, 0, and then a co-vertex at 0, -2. So I'm just going to, use graph here to graph these points and figure out the equation, because it's actually going to make it a lot easier and make it so you can understand the concept better. So we'll just say 0, 0. We'll just say 0, 0 is over here. So that's our y-axis, x-axis. So then it's a vertex is at 8, 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8, 0. And the co-vertex is at 0, -2. Okay, so since it's since it's centered at 0, 0, we know that the other co-vertex will be at 0, 2, because it's going to be 2 away from the center here. And then the other vertex will be at -8, 0. Because again, it will be 8 units away from it to the left. And remember, the distance from the center to the vertex, or one of the vertices, will be A, and the distance or the vertical distance from the center to one of the co-vertices will be B. So then A is equal to 8 and B is equal to 2. And we know this is going to be a horizontal hyperbola. So we would do something like this. We would have like the branches do something like that. Anyway, so then we're going to have our equation be x squared over a squared minus y squared over b squared equals 1. So then a is 8. So then a squared will be 64. And b is 2. And then so b squared will be 4. And that'll be your equation. Alright, let's go to number 3. So we're going to have a hyperbola centered at 5, 0, and a co-vertex at 6, 0, and a focus at 5, root 37. So let's graph these. Next one, let's go. That'll be our y, and that'll be our x axis. So center is at 5, 0. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So remember, the center is, I remember, at HK. So H, K. So that's the center. The co-vertex is at 6, 0. So 6, 0 will be right here. And the focus is at 5, root 37. 5 root 30. The square root of 36 is 6. The square root of 37 will be like a little more than 6. 6.08. So we'll have a focus of 1, 2, 6. So F1 will be at 5, 6.08. Okay, so then from here, this is the center, the foci is above it, so the other foci will be 6.08 units below it. So the other one will be at 6, -6.08. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So another one will be like right there. Remember the distance from the center to the foci, this will be C. This length will be C. So C will be about 6.08. And if one of the co-vertices is at 6, 0, it's one to the right of the center, so the other one will be at 4, 0. Because they're B units away. So one to the right, one to the left. So then B will be equal to 1. And this is going to be a vertical hyperbola because we know the foci are for the vertical axis. It's going to open something like that. And the vertices will probably be somewhere near 6. Let's figure this out by using the equation where they're A, B, and C are related as C squared is equal to B squared plus A squared. So we can solve this for A. C is a square root of 37. So when you square root of 37, you'll get 37. So C squared will be 37. B is 1. Remember, B is the distance from the center to co-vertex. So B will be 1. So B squared will be 1, squared or just 1. Plus A squared. And A squared will be 35. And so then A will be the square root of 35. No, not 30. Not 30, 36. That was one I wanted to keep you on guard. So A will be 6, then actually that makes our lives a lot easier. So A is 6. So then the vertices will be 6 units above the center and 6 units below. So we'll go from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 will be, again, really close to the foci. It's going to be at 5, 6. Another one will be 6 units below. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, -6. So hyperbola is going to do something like this. Anyway, sorry, since it's a vertical hyperbola, we're going to have the form y squared over a squared minus x squared over b squared is equal to 1. A squared is 36. B squared is 1. And actually now, since it's not centered at 0, 0, these two become y minus k squared and x minus h squared. So let me actually erase that so don't confuse you. I should have said that earlier. Remember, y minus k squared. K is 0, so it's like y minus 0 squared. Or you can just put y squared, doesn't matter. And x minus h squared, h is 5, because that's where the center's at. So x minus 5 squared. And that'll be your final equation. Alright, so I'm going to do one more of these. Let me try number 5. So vertex at -2, -11. Co-vertex at -7, 1, and focus at -2, 14. It's going to be maybe taking the whole page. So a co-vertex at -2, -11. Way down there. And then well, this is the vertex actually. the vertex will be negative 2, 11. Co-vertex at negative 7, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And up 1. And then a focus at negative 2, 14. Negative 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8. So F1 will be, let's say, negative 2, 14. Okay, so we have one co-vertex. Let me label it so we don't get confused. That's a co-vertex and a vertex here. Okay, so then here's the logic. Like if we know this is a co-vertex, we know this is the vertex. We draw like a line. Let me use pencil. Draw a line through, that's the vertical axis, and then draw a horizontal line. You can see the center will be right here. The center will be at negative 2, 1. And the co-vertex is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units away from the center. And so the other one will be 5 to the right. So it'll be a 3, 1. You'll have another co-vertex. And then one of your vertices are at negative 2, 11, or negative 2, negative 11. So this is 12 units away. So that's just right. A will be 12. And then so the other one will be 12 units above this. So we go from 1 all the way to 13. So then this will be at negative 2, 13 for the other vertex. And while we're at it, so from here to here, this will be our B. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, B is 5. And our C is a distance from, the foci to the center. So from 1 to 14, so C will be 13. So the other foci will be at negative 2, negative 12. So the hyperbola will look something like this. It'll be opening up through that. It doesn't really work that well. The other one will be like that. So we're going to have a vertical hyperbola. So we're going to have the form y minus k squared over a squared minus x minus h squared over b squared equals 1. Remember, the center is at HK, so then H is negative 2 and K is 1, so then this will become y minus 1 squared, and that'll be x minus a negative 1, or x minus a negative 2, which becomes x plus 2 squared. And A is 12. So 12 squared will be 144. And then B is 5. And then B squared will be 25. And there you go.